meetings. You have a lot of people asking for town halls for the purpose of disrupting a town hall with no sense of decorum. What's important when you have this type of setting, I'll stand inside of a room with 6,000 people, and all 6,000 people could spend the entire time standing up and voicing opposition to the president or a position that I have. They can ask a question. What's important for me in those settings is that I'm at least given the opportunity to answer it. And as I watch some of these town halls that are taking place, it's turning into political theater. People take their phones out. They want to get their 19 seconds of fame. And what's disrespectful are those in that room who actually want to hear what they're shouting down that member 1 or 2 words into their answer.
You know that, and you know how it plays, and that's part of the role of leadership, is how you handle that. We're seeing that manifest itself in a different way. Lee Zeldin, also a proud member of the Jewish faith. You know that these reports of anti-Semitism and these increased threats, they resonate. They create fear, and one of the reasons that the Jewish community going to be victimized in a real way is because everyone takes their back starting at the top. Do you believe that the President of the United States dealt with these recent anti-Semitic threats the way he should have?
Well, 2 things. One was when he was asked the question in his press conference, and I mentioned it on your network on Friday when I was asked about it, it was like he was answering a different question. It was an opportunity for him to show leadership in a way that maybe a whole lot of people who didn't vote for him would be nodding their head in agreement, because he would be talking strongly with the need to tackle the rising tide of anti-Semitism all over our country, the bomb threats targeting JCCs, the anti-Semitism on college campuses. And as the leader of the free world, the president, that he had left the reference to Jews off of his Holocaust Remembrance Day statement. I am encouraged that he is now speaking up against what we're seeing targeting JCCs. There's a lot more to be said and done to tackle anti-Semitism. There was.
But Lee, if you don't call out what's not being said, isn't that a way of encouraging more of the same? You have not heard the president talk about this objectively, the way he does other things that piss him off. If he doesn't like something, he's full-throated, he's on social media, he is banging it down even if the facts aren't on his side. On this one, he does have the facts on his side, and he has not been as vociferous as he has on other issues. True or false?
For advice on how to handle it. I don't know exactly what the process is with the people around him. For me personally, it's pretty instinctive. When when I'm asked a question about bomb threats targeting Jewish community centers, anonymous bomb threats, though, that are instilling fear inside of a community, with all resources, all law enforcement tools to figure out who are making these calls, to crack down on it, and to send a message that there is absolutely no room in America for anyone to be instilling fear on people based off of the fact that they are Jewish. And for me, I would obviously be answering all of this a little bit differently. It would be great if he came to me asking for advice on how to handle it. He's not doing that, and this is a great opportunity for him to take what he said in the most recent day or two and take it to the next level and not stop until it's actually eliminated.
And part of the concern is, why would it be any different coming from you? Just because you're Jewish? Leadership is leadership. I want to get your head on something for me. We had our Jeff Zeleny talking to Sean Spicer, the press secretary, and the idea of whether or not General McMaster would have the ability to put whoever he wants on the NSC, the National Security Council, including removing Steve Bannon, if that's what he thinks is the right thing to do. Here's the exchange.
I think that we've got an amazing team. He's been impressed with them. But the president has, as he did with other candidates, told them that they would lead the team and that he would have the discretion. Jeff?
Thank you very much. I just wanted to follow on that. You said that he has the full authority to structure his office as he sees fit. Does that extend to the principals committee as well? After he comes in and takes a look at the whole apparatus, If he advises the president that he would prefer not to have the chief strategist as a member of the principals committee, would the president?
I think the president has made clear to him, as I said to him, he's got full authority to structure the national security team the way he wants. Obviously, it's something like that. He would come to the president and make that recommendation, but the president would take that under serious consideration.
What do you make of that? Do you think there's any chance that the president would allow his national security advisor to remove Steve Bannon from the principals committee?
Could be. It could be possible that he allows that. I think that you need to have the right chemistry on that committee. You need to be surrounded by people who at times may be telling you what you want to hear and other times telling you what you don't want to hear, just giving you the best possible advice. General McMaster, I don't know the chemistry between the two. At the end of the day, you need to have that committee aligned in a way that is going to allow the president to make the best possible decisions he can, and in a conversation between president and keep or remove Steve Bannon, what's most important at the end of the day is that the president is making the right decision to keep America safe and to do his job. He will, what kind of changes are upcoming. I really do wish our president success. I want him to be successful. I actually remember when I first came in the state Senate giving a speech in Stony Brook, Governor Cuomo of New York, he just gotten elected, and I said in introducing him, I wanted him to be successful. His success is our success as New Yorkers. Whether you voted for President Trump or you didn't, his success is our success as Americans. President Obama was my president, even though I didn't vote for him. President Trump is my president. I did vote for him. And I just want him to make the right decisions, be surrounded with the people that will allow him to be an effective president as much as possible.
I didn't agree with you. Days ahead. Congressman, thanks for outlining these issues for us. You're right. We'll see how the enforcement goes. We'll have you back on and you judge how it's affecting your district. Take care.
Thanks, Chris.
All right. Allison.
Well, these White House plans for more rigorous immigration enforcement are raising concerns about mass deportations. So up next,